Hi, everyone. It's Marilyn here at Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you again on a Thursday evening. We are on August the 4th. Can't believe it's August already, but here we are. Another beautiful day here in Spruce Grove, Alberta. And I hope it has been a great day wherever you are. So, as you're coming on, I just want to welcome everyone. I really do appreciate you supporting me this way by joining me here. It feels like I'm crafting with you, and that's what I'm aiming for. And we always share lots of great ideas and great suggestions, no matter what we're doing here. So I do appreciate that. If you're new, please come on and let us know where you're coming from. And actually, even if you're returning, let us know where you're watching from, so that others can get a feel of the lay of the land kind of thing and the what's happening and share with each other. It's just a great community that we do have here. So welcome everyone. Few things as always I'm going to start out with, then I do have some things to show you on my desktop, and I have a card that I'm going to make with you, as you probably saw in the prelude to this, where I did a I'm going live tomorrow kind of thing. So hopefully you found that. And I appreciate everyone commenting. I do have a draw that I will do at the end of tonight's session. Actually, it'll be 2 draws because I made 2 cards last week, and I want to share those things with you. And for those of you watching on the VIP page, please click on that link that says allow StreamYard permission to show your names, and then I will be able to see your name on the comments. I do go back and read all of the comments on Facebook, and I can see your names there. But if I'm trying to answer questions and things as I'm live in StreamYard, I can only see your name if you actually click on that. And that's just in the group, the VIP group. And you only have to do it once, is my understanding. Next time you come on, as long as I'm in that group and you're in that group, you should not have to do that again. So I'm hoping that's the way it works. So I'm going to start by shutting that one off and just showing you the things that I normally do. I have a current host code for the month of August. If you're in Canada and would like to shop with me, I'd love to have you as a customer. And please use that host code if your order is under $200. I have classes regularly. 12 Months of Christmas Cards is happening the second Thursday of each month, and I have just about finished prepping the card kits for that. So those of you who do come to that club, if you're on here, please know that I'll be in touch with you shortly with information about those kits. I have a monthly card club happening on the third Wednesday of each month. So that will be the following week, and registration for that is coming up shortly. And the one that we all seem to, there's lots of you on here I know that join me on Friday Zoom classes, and we have a great time just creating another time for us to create together and share. And do we ever share? It's a wonderful thing. So if you want to be part of that, I do not post the Zoom link publicly, but I will send it out in an email to whoever asks for it, so that you have it, you can join us, or you can just watch the recording that we do afterwards. So just keep in touch with that, and I will put all of that in the heading of this video after we're done. So having said all of that, I'm now going to switch you over to the desktop, and I'm going to see comments. Okay, so I see Betty, you used to quilt a lot. This should be fun. Yes, I was a quilter before I was a card maker, so I certainly know what you mean by that. And now I wish I had time for both. I have, who else do I see on here? Okay, I'm just going to show you that I can do this. Maybe I can't do that. Yes, when you make a comment, I can bring your comment up like this. So if it's a question that you have and others can maybe help answer it, I'm going to use that feature. I think it's quite a neat feature that we have. I see Roz, welcome, Mary Jane, Marie, Linda, Roz. Starting next week, I don't have to watch my grandkids. This is, instead of me reading, you can read with me. I'm hoping to join you on Fridays for Zoom. Awesome. Awesome. So just send me an email, Roz, so that I've got all the details, and we will hook you up with that. That would be great. Okay, now here is my desktop. I'm going to try and watch your comments as we go. As always, remember, I might not get to them, but I will certainly come back and answer them afterwards. I'm hoping the sound is better this week. I could not find anything to adjust in my system for that, so I'm just hoping that it was the weather or something that was happening there. So we have our mini catalog happening. Lots of great things you'll see on all of the social media sites with that. We have our annual catalog, and we do have our celebration for one more month. So the things I want to share with you are, I needed some masculine cards. So this package of paper, I don't have the set, but I have He's the Man designer paper, page 132 in the annual catalog. So I pulled it out, and it has, if you haven't seen it, it has 2 sheets of cutouts, I'm going to call them, pieces like that, and it has some great masculine 12 by 12 paper. So what I did with that, I started yesterday and I finished them up today, and I made 12 cards. Look at this, just quick, quick, quick. I used the colors that Stampin' Up had in that package. I used some of the cutouts, and I used a punch for the others. And I now have 12 masculine birthday cards to send. And I think I needed about 7 of them here for my August cards. So I was really pleased that that package worked so well for that. So before I leave catalogs, I want to go to Celebration and just share with you the actual sets that I do have. I don't have all of them. And as some of you probably know, Stampin' Up! Introduced some new ones yesterday. So I'm going to show you something about those. I do have this set, the Hippest Hippos and the dies. And I didn't look later today. I know there was some talk that the hippo dies, can't think of what they were called, are in short inventory, so they may be sold out before long. And Stampin' Up! Celebration products are always while supplies last. So if you're looking for those, be sure and get them right away. This is a card, just a couple samples on these. I haven't made a lot of samples with them. This is one that I received from Bonnie in a swap, and I love how she colored it, added the extra colors, and then, of course, this is the one that we did last week on here. So a couple of those. This paper, I did not bring out here. That wasn't very nice of me. It is great paper. It does coordinate with a set out of the annual catalog, this Ringed with Nature bundle. I do not have it either, but the paper is great fall colors. I've seen ones like this where they actually do cutouts and let the houses show through. The birds, I did a card, don't have that one down here either, used them all, showing just the bird paper. And so there's different varieties there, obviously, for that. So that's another great deal for Celebration. For these are all $60, and we're talking Canada, of course. This package of paper and envelopes is sold out. So I do have some. I've used some of them. Great, great way to quickly make cards. As you can see, they have a design. You could put a focal point over that, and you've got a card made. And I do have a full package of that as well that I am going to use for a prize coming up. I'm thinking probably in September. I have a big Stampin' Up! Anniversary coming in September, and I'm hoping to be able to share a lot of things with you, not only kind of my story, but also products that I have to give away there. So the Stylish Sketches is a $60 product again, and it has such detail that you don't have to do much coloring. You can stamp it just in gray, or whatever color you like, and it pretty well does the coloring for you. So that is a great choice as well. I see a couple of names. Well, I see a couple that don't have names. Facebook user, hi everyone. If you can, or if you want to try, I'm sure it won't affect anything. Just go to that. You're in my VIP group. Go to the top of where I advertise this live, and there should be a link to StreamYard permissions. And if you click on that, the next time you comment, I should be able to see your name, which I'd love to see. Please and thank you. Okay, the gold and silver paper. We talked about that last week as well. I have some pieces here, one that I stamped on, this one again that I did coloring on, and these two just with paper and the punches. Great ideas there. I did see one today. So let me try and remember what they were doing. They did hello, grandson. My grandson watching on YouTube. The one today that I saw that they had done, they actually stamped with Christmas snowflakes over it to make a background, but the polka dots of the silver and gold showed through. So great, great paper to use. This is a $120 product, and I do not have it. It's the Amazing Phrases, but I've seen lots of great things. And even on here, if you look at what's here, there are some great suggestions, as always, in the catalog. Next, we have the tree lot dies. They are sold out. So if you wanted those and didn't get them, sorry, they're not available. Then we have our wonderful world of paper and stamp set. And I've used a lot of my package of paper, but you can see beautiful, beautiful selection. Of course, much better in person. And I know people were wondering what flowers these were. And Karen, I'm not sure if you're on here tonight. I know quite often you are, but Karen had shared this with us. And I'll hold each one so you can see them. She had searched with someone else and found the names of the flowers. So we have a French iris, a Sri Lankan blue lily, a Pakistani jasmine, a Romanian dog rose, Swiss Edelweiss, New Zealand coffee maybe. And on the second page, an English rose, Colombian Catalia orchid, a German cornflower. You think with a name like Wagner, I could say German. Couldn't find this one, so if anybody knows that one, please share. And pink bellflowers. So I really appreciate that, Karen. Thank you for sharing those with us. And again, I don't expect me or any of you to remember those as you look at them, but they are beautiful. And the coordinating stamp set has no words, but it has the distinctive, well, I don't call it distinctive, but to me, it does have a lot of shading in the stamps, so you can do a lot with them. So for my sample that you saw on my post for this, for tonight, I did use those papers. And I want to thank Julie Davison for sharing this technique, which is the one that I will show you later tonight, only I'm going to do it in different paper. But it's a great way to get a variety of those papers and use them again. She actually had done her card in a 4x4 or 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. I wanted to do mine the regular size, so I added this little strip along here and ran it with a different embossing folder. And then, last but not least, if you host, or if your order is over 200, you're considered a host, you can get the perfect pomegranate stamp set. And I did get that, and I haven't used it yet, but I watched the other day, someone was stamping with it, and they said they had researched, this is the branch, so it was stamped this way, but this is down towards the bottom when they grow. So she was turning it around, and I don't know. Like I say, I haven't had that one long enough to even look at it. So great things there. Then the new things that were introduced yesterday or the day before. Anyway, this week, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can put a page number there. 5 more items that we can get for spending $60. And just a reminder that if you are looking for some of these, you have to use these numbers. You cannot use the number that's in the annual or the mini catalog. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more for the 120. So some great choices if you're looking for embossing folders, paper, dies, and the craft gift boxes. Those make great gifts for if you have cards to put in them or whatever. So any questions on those? And while I get my card stuff ready, I do have a question for you, as always, and I sometimes forget to ask you that. Let me know what was the last occasion you made a card for? Like I say, today I made birthday cards, so that's my answer to that one. I did remember to answer it. So I am going to do that quilt card with the perfect penciled paper, so black and white. And I know a number of you like black and white. I do too. And I just thought, okay, what else can I do besides that celebration paper that would look quite good? So I have my regular 8.5 by 11, or 8.5 by 5.5, only half a card. I've got the inside. I've cut this at 4 by 4, and I've got a 1 by 4 here that's going to have words on it. And then, thanks to Julie, what she did was she cut another piece of white. That's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, so that these 1 1/4 inch squares of DSP fit exactly, supposedly, if you've cut them right, to the 3 3/4 square. And I'm obviously not laying them exact there, but you get the idea. So if you, and when I watched her video and when I did the other one, same thing happened. Don't panic if you get them all on here and they're over a little bit, we'll just trim them. And it didn't seem to, if you look at that one, I can't see where I even trimmed it. So we're going to do the same thing again. And I still have quite old adhesive sheets. She used adhesive sheets and just covered this 3 3/4 square paper. Then when she laid these on there, they stuck. You didn't have to worry about moving stuff, and of course you couldn't move stuff. But it is a good way, I thought, and I did it there, and I will try it again. The only thing that I recommend is that you do not have your paper exactly to the edges. I find this paper, and I don't, maybe it's just this one, maybe the new Stampin' Up one isn't quite like that. I like to leave, and already I've got blue, if you can see, just a bit of a border, because I end up with blue everywhere. And somehow I still did on that one. So basically, this paper, if you haven't used the adhesive sheets before, you cut them to size, you take off one layer. This is really sticky now. And I can put it on here. And you could, at this point, and I've been using more and more of that for die cutting. I don't have one of those around to show you, but if you want to die cut a fine lettered, like sending, in that set that has the word sending, if you put that on there, die cut it from here, then you have your adhesive on there for attaching it, and it works really well. So I'm going to okay. Okay, I see birthday cards, engagement cards, sympathy cards. Linda, Betty, Marie, Facebook user made a birthday card. That's great. And Roz, happy mail for 2 patients undergoing chemotherapy. Good for you. I know that a few years ago when my sister-in-law was going through chemotherapy and we would visit her, there was lots of cards around and everybody was so pleased with them. So keep doing that. It's great. So then you just peel off this other safety layer, I'm going to call it, and I can place my squares on here. So I'm hoping that you will try this. I have a hard time. Yeah, no, better my fingers stick to it because the paper I don't want it. Okay? So I'm just going to try and place these like that. And you can alternate, like I have used the reverse side of these. You can do that if you have lots, and these are 1 1/4 inch squares. So as we've often talked about, we have leftover DSP that, we just really liked it, but what do you do with it? This is maybe a way to utilize some of it. And I was thinking also that these on this side could definitely be colored with your blends or your markers or anything. I'm not going to do that tonight. But there's basically our card layer. And as you can see, there is a little bit, and I mean, as much as I love math, and I know that 3 times 1 1/4 adds up to 3 3/4, when you cut it, somehow it just must be the cutter, right? You think? It's off a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to use it the way it is. So there is my piece. Then what she did and what I'm going to do is bring in the cut and emboss machine. And I did need the large one because I'm going to use the time-worn embossing folder. And this does a couple things. It adds texture to your image, as well as if you were using liquid glue or the tape runner, the seal, it would make sure that it's stuck everywhere. So this is a 3D folder. So I'm using my plate 4 with it only. And lined up right. Try not to bounce it too bad for you. And we will have a quilted design. So just move that out of the way. And hopefully you can see. You should be able to see, especially along here. Now, one thing, I was watching another video today for a few minutes, and they had actually used that embossing folder on, it was a light color, and then they took their ink pad and just wiped it over it, so just the ink hit just the highlight parts of it. It was really pretty when she was done with it. So then all we did was glue this to the 4-inch square, and just to give it a bit of border, and then onto here. So you can see how, if you wanted to make a number of these, once you had your paper cut, it wouldn't take any time at all to, I think the hardest part was deciding where to place the pieces. But And I think that would come easier as you worked with it as well. So then I've got this stamp set, and I am going to use You're the Best Ever for my greeting on this one. And hopefully, stamping well, because I haven't used that one yet. And I'm just going to put it towards the right-hand side of my piece of paper. I am not stamping on the inside of it. Quite often I do not. Do you? Leave in the comments, do you always stamp something on the inside? I know we've been quite vocal about saying that we should have something on our envelope, whether it's stamped or DSP, but what about the inside of your cards? Do you put something on there? I don't most of the time, because that's straight, especially when it's white flat. In my case, I like to write. Most of the cards I do send, I haven't sent very often to those people. Birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas is kind of my take on it. And there might be other things that I want to say in there besides whatever words I would put. And again, depending on the person, it might be, what stamp set was the sentiment from? It was from this one, Betty. Very Best Occasions. Now that one is available as a bundle with, let me find the right catalog and I'll show you, with the, it's a new 3/4 punch. This particular punch, so we're at page 68. So here, this punch and this stamp set do come as a bundle, your 10% savings. So it's got some great greetings. It's got a Christmas, sympathy, birthday. I use today on my birthday cards, I use this one for the inside. I just do that on the inside of the masculine one, sending you smiles for every moment of your special day. So great. I thought it was great words. And I really like this punch. If you watch my video, my YouTube live, Facebook live 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I used this corner one when I did the watercolor background. And it gave a really nice effect to it. So there is our card. And then I decided kind of last minute that I wanted to try these. These are heart pearls. I'm going to hold them up here to see if you can see them. These are pearls. These are more clear, and these are more frosted, but they're all in the shape of hearts. I thought they were very sweet. So, kind of partial to the pearl one, and it's going to go right there. So you don't need a lot. You could certainly dress it up a lot more. You could add ribbon if you wanted. Lots of different embellishments we have, of course, for that. So that is my share card with you. Let me know, as always, which one you like. If you like the colored one or you like the black and white one. And I'm going to show you, I don't have many swaps, but I do have a few swaps to share with you. And then we will do the draw for last week's cards. So over here I have from Nancy. Look at the sparkle on that one. Isn't that gorgeous? No matter what, that is from that stamp set that has the dies that match all the words. You matter to me. And she has taken, I didn't ask her how she managed to get all of those on there. I'm sure it wasn't one by one, but that'd be a good question for her, wouldn't it? And this card came today, and I'm sorry I can't thank whoever it was because I don't have a name, but It's from a swap, I'm sure. So if any of you know who did this card for a swap, it says, I'm thinking of you. It has some of the foil paper, and it has that, it's a texting computer stamp set that we have in the mini catalog. And a really different, I'm wondering if maybe, I'm thinking now, maybe this is even a paper pumpkin of some sort, because the paper is a little different. But anyway, it's a beautiful card. I thank you, whoever. And our Friday Zoom with Friends class last week, this is what we made. Can you see? It's a easel book card. And Marie is on here. Thank you, Marie, for showing us how to do this. It looks way more difficult than it was. And if you go to my VIP page, there are a number of different designs that people did and posted on there. So we ended up cutting the paper and curling it before we put it on, and then it does stand up. So we had a few discussions on, would you mail it? If you did, how would you mail it? And I think the consensus was that you could, and because it's of the way it's made, it would certainly not flatten, it would stand up. But I just thought it was great, and I used the paper from the Hostess paper pack in the annual catalog. So really pleased with how that turned out. So again, thank you, Marie, for that. And now, let me see if I can figure this out to get over to my share window. I'm hoping you can see this wheel with all the names. So I'm going to, like I say, I have to draw for 2 cards. I'm going to draw for the hippo one first. And it's Rhonda. So I'm going to remove her name, and then I'm going to draw for the watercolor that we did. And Kathy J. Congratulations to both of you. So that is there. We are back here. And I will come back. Whoops, maybe I won't. Let's try it the other way. This way. There. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. So thank you ever so much for joining me. Please, if you do make a card like this and would like to share it on my VIP group, I'd really appreciate it. Please tell your friends to come and join us. We have fun here. We have fun at our Friday Zoom class. And just always love sharing things. I shared yesterday, I think it was, a tip on cutting cardstock layers. And I have another visual that I'm looking for. I'm still can't figure out where I saved it, but things that I want to share like that. So please join the VIP page and we'll share a lot of things there, all of us. And until next week, you know where to find me. Keep in touch. Thanks for joining me. Bye now.